A family of 4 vanished without a trace during a thunderstorm, and for 19 years everyone blamed the weather. But something followed them from that road, something that wears the face of a child and speaks with no soul. When Detective Carla Raines uncovered the truth, she didn't just find the missing, she stepped into the trap they left behind. But only listen to how this terrifying mystery unraveled, and why justice, against all odds, finally broke through. The storm hit harder than anyone expected. Thunder cracked like a whip over the hills, and the rain came down sideways, erasing the road within minutes. Blake gripped the wheel of the old Suburban, eyes straining through the wipers. Clara clutched Jacob's dinosaur backpack, holding it tight against her chest like a shield. Lily stared out the foggy window, silent. "Can we stop soon?" she asked, voice small. Blake didn't answer. Clara did. "Soon, honey. Just let Daddy focus." The road twisted sharply. The GPS blinked and glitched, then died. Clara tapped the screen. "That's new," Blake cursed under his breath. "Signal's gone." Outside, the trees blurred into a black wall. The headlights caught something, an old road sign bent backward, Wicklow Pass, next 6 miles. Clara's breath caught. "You said we weren't taking Wicklow." "I didn't plan to," Blake snapped. "The main road's flooded. This was the only way." She didn't argue. Not yet. Jacob started humming. A strange tune. Tuneless, really. Just a low, repetitive sound. Clara reached back, touched his knee. "Sweetie, not now." Then they saw it. A car, upside down in the ditch, lights off, windows shattered. Blake slowed, rolled down the window. No movement, no bodies. Just steam rising, hissing. "Don't stop," Clara said. "I'm not heartless." "You've got 2 kids in the car." Blake kept going. Half a mile later, the road narrowed. Then, nothing. Just fog. The GPS blinked once more, then screamed static. A new voice crackled through. Definitely not theirs. "You shouldn't be here," Lily gasped. "Who said that?" Blake slammed the brakes. "What the hell was that?" Jacob laughed. "The Whisper Man." "What did you say?" Clara spun. "He followed us from the woods," Jacob said matter-of-factly. "He was watching the house last night." Clara's face drained. "That's not funny, Jacob." "I'm not joking." Then the engine sputtered. Died. Total silence. Blake tried the ignition. Nothing. Clara pulled out her phone. No bars. Blake checked his. Same. "Okay," he said. "It's fine. We'll wait the storm out. Someone will come through." "They closed this pass in '88, Clara said quietly. "You remember why?" Blake didn't answer. Because she was right. A landslide had killed 3 hikers. The pass had been closed indefinitely. But the road hadn't been blocked, and GPS didn't remember old trauma. Lily shivered. "I'm cold." Blake handed her his jacket. "We'll get moving in a minute." Then the lights behind them flared. A vehicle, no engine noise, just beams. Blake's jaw tightened. Finally. But the lights didn't move, just hovered, then blinked out. Gone. He jumped out, ran toward the curve. Nothing. No tire marks. No car. Just the sound of rain hitting mud. Back inside, Clara was dialing 911 again. Still no signal. Lily was crying now. Quiet tears. Jacob whispered, "He's closer now." "Stop it," Clara snapped. "He wants to trade." Blake stared at him. "Trade what?" Jacob pointed at Lily. That's when Blake noticed the temperature. It was hot. Not warm. Boiling. The windows fogged. The plastic on the dash started to warp. Outside it was 47 degrees. Then the radio crackled again. Just one word this time. "Lily." Clara lost it. Grabbed both kids, tried to open the back door. It wouldn't budge. Blake tried his. Locked. The buttons didn't work. Power's gone. Then Jacob screamed, a high animal sound. "What is it?" Clara yelled. He pointed. His shoe. It was bleeding. A small pool of blood spread under his heel. He hadn't moved. No wound. But the shoe kept bleeding. Blake kicked the door. It flung open like it had never been stuck. "Out! Now!" They ran into the dark, rain slicing their faces. Clara screamed, "Where do we go?" Blake didn't know. But Jacob pointed again, toward the trees. "He's waiting." And they ran. Somewhere behind them, the Suburban's engine turned over, by itself. Carla booked a one-way ticket to Wyoming. No badge, no backup. Just a printout of the hospital photo and the name St. Agnes. She landed under gray skies, rented a pickup with cash, and headed straight into the mountains. The hospital sat at the edge of town, modest, clean, too quiet. At the front desk, she kept her voice low. "I'm looking for a girl. She was here 3 days ago. No ID. Name was Lily Mercer." The nurse blinked. "You a relative?" Carla lied. "Godmother." The woman hesitated, then lowered her voice. "She left 2 nights ago. No discharge papers. Just gone. Security footage? Already wiped. It said it auto-deletes. Does it?" The nurse's silence said no. Carla leaned in. "Did she say anything? Before she left?" "She asked for crayons, and she drew something weird. Gave it to the night shift nurse." "Where's that nurse?" "Quit the next day." Carla's pulse ticked up. "Can I see the drawing?" The nurse opened a drawer, pulled out a wrinkled paper napkin. Crayon scratches in jagged red and blue. 4 stick figures. 1 crossed out. Behind them, a massive black shape. No face, just teeth. And above it, shaky handwriting. "He's still inside him." Carla whispered, "Jesus." The nurse shook her head. "We thought she was schizophrenic. She kept mumbling about the other sky and the road that loops. But she didn't act sick. She was calm. Too calm." Carla took the napkin. "Anything else?" She left behind one thing. A hospital orderly brought it over in a sealed plastic bag. A bracelet. Worn, handmade, braided string. Letters spelled out Lily. But on the underside of one bead, Carla saw something carved with a pin. R13WP. She stared. Room 13. Wicklow Pass. Her hands shook. Back at the motel, she spread out the clues. Photo, napkin, bracelet. Wicklow Pass had no buildings, no rooms. What the hell was room 13? She plugged in her laptop, checked local databases. Nothing. Then she remembered the voice message, the one that told her to stop. She dialed the number back. Disconnected. She tried a reverse trace. It pinged once, then triggered a firewall so fast it crashed her system. Her screen flashed. "This isn't your case anymore." She slammed the lid shut. Her motel phone rang. She froze. It rang again. She picked up. A child's voice whispered, "He's watching." Click. Carla jumped up, grabbed her keys, and tore out of the room. The pickup's windshield was fogged, on the inside. She wiped it. A handprint. Small. Pressed into the glass. She drove to the sheriff's station, marched inside. "You had a Jane Doe checked in last week from St. Agnes. Where is she?" The deputy looked up, startled. "How do you know about that?" "I'm former law enforcement." He hesitated. "The girl was taken into federal custody. Feds don't take missing girls from rural hospitals. These did. No badges, no names, just paperwork." Carla's voice dropped. Was she scared? She wasn't anything. Just sat there staring at the ceiling. Said she didn't want to be unzipped again. I don't know what the hell that means. She did. She just didn't want to admit it. She left the station, drove to the edge of town, parked at a rest stop, opened her glove box. Inside, tucked behind an old road map, was the printout again, Lily's photo. But something was different. The hospital band around her wrist was gone. Carla looked closer. The photo had changed. The date was now tomorrow. And Lily's eyes? They were black. Full black. She dropped the photo, hands shaking. Behind her, the radio turned on. No music, just static. Then a whisper. "You're not supposed to see this." And then silence. Carla stood in the dark, the trailer walls creaking around her like a dying ship. Her phone buzzed again. Same number. This time, it wasn't a message. It was a live stream. No sound. Just grainy video of a woman crouched in a corner, shaking. Clara Mercer. Her face pale, eyes hollow. The camera zoomed slowly toward her, then froze. Clara looked directly into the lens, like she knew Carla was watching, and whispered something. Carla strained to hear. No audio. But Clara mouthed it again. "He's not done." The screen went black. A knock exploded on the trailer door. She spun, gun already drawn. "Who's there?" No answer. Another knock, louder, sharper. She yanked the door open. Nobody. Just the desert. Dust swirling under the full moon. Then a whisper behind her. "Room 13. She turned. Nothing. But the mirror now held something new. A handprint. Small. Wet. Dripping. She wiped it. The mirror fogged again. Letters appeared through the condensation, etched from the other side. "Carla." She ran. Out the door, across the sand, back to the truck. Started it. The radio switched on by itself. A child's voice. "I'm not Lily anymore." Carla slammed the button. Silence. She drove without stopping. Hours blurred. Her hands ached from gripping the wheel. Every billboard started to look like a warning. At sunrise, she hit Vegas, found the clinic where Clara had worked, walked in, flashed a fake badge. Receptionist blinked. "You FBI?" Carla nodded. "Clara Mercer." What was her last shift? 2 Thursdays ago. She left early, said she wasn't feeling well. Did she say where she was going? No, but she left a file. The receptionist handed over a manila folder, Clara's ID, a resignation letter, and a photo, a Polaroid, the same cabin, but this time taken from inside. It showed a table. On it, 4 plates, 3 untouched, 1 completely clean, and a reflection in the window, a man in a suit. Closer this time, almost touching the glass. Carla flipped the photo. On the back, "He only needs one of us to open it again." Her hands trembled. What is it? She drove to the local archives, pulled zoning maps, looked for anything labeled Room 13. Nothing. Then she searched land purchases, found one. A structure buried in the county records, registered to a shell company. Coordinates matched an area near Wicklow Pass. She printed the file, drove straight there. No roads, just rock and pines, but the GPS showed a tiny square, unmarked. She hiked. 30 minutes in, found it. Half sunken in moss, a concrete bunker, rusted door, faded number burned into the wall. 13, no handle, just a keypad. Carla hesitated, then typed Mercer. A hiss. The door creaked open. Inside, darkness, and a voice. "Welcome back, Clara." Her blood froze. Then, click. The door slammed shut behind her. Mark didn't move for a full minute. Just sat there, tape in hand, heart thundering in his chest like a war drum. The voice from the attic called again. "Uncle Mark." He bolted upright. "No," he whispered. "No, you're not him." He grabbed the tape, ran to the kitchen, opened the drawer. Lighter fluid. Matches. But before he struck one, he looked up. The hallway light was on. He'd turned it off an hour ago. Slowly, he stepped toward it. Every board groaned like it knew something he didn't. From above, the attic door creaked open. He grabbed the nearest thing, an old bat, and climbed the stairs. Each step screamed under his weight. At the top, silence. The attic was pitch black. "Jacob," he said. A pause. Then, "He's sleeping right now." Mark's blood iced. "Who's speaking?" "You know me." "No, I don't." "Yes. You met me the day Blake vanished. I was the storm." He backed away. "You're not real." "I'm more real than time." The attic light flicked on, fluorescent, humming. A child stood in the center. Not Jacob, but wearing his shirt. His eyes were bottomless pits. "You kept the house just like he remembered," the child said. "That's why I came." Mark whispered, "Why?" "Because you still believe in finding them. That's the doorway. Hope. You kept it open." He raised the bat. "Get out." The child blinked. Too late. The floor splintered beneath Mark. He crashed down, hard, slammed into the basement. Lights exploded around him. His shoulder snapped. He groaned, rolled over, and saw them, the Mercers, pale, silent, floating in a glass wall like museum specimens. Clara's eyes moved, met his. She mouthed something. Not him. Then she vanished. The lights shut off. The child was there, standing above him. You want to know what room 13 really is? It asked. It's belief. Every time someone searches, we stay. Every question anchors us. What do you want? You. To stop. Mark spit blood. Not happening. The child smiled. Then we begin again. Suddenly he was in the garage, back on the stool, the VHS in his hand, the screen flickering, Clara's voice starting again. If you're watching this. But now she turned to face him, not the camera. Mark, she said, please, don't rewind. Don't play this again. That's how it starts. That's how it spreads. Mark dropped the tape like it was radioactive. It clattered on the floor. The screen went black. A new message burned into the screen. Welcome, viewer 002. The attic above him creaked again, but this time there was no voice, only breathing. Close, heavy, right behind him.